Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me at the Six Figure Tennis. As of right now, I'm literally walking around my house, so I figured it was the best way for me to make a video for you guys. Obviously, I'm holding the camera, and with a dirty kitchen behind me, but I'm holding the camera because I don't want to make this video too long. So if my arm starts to get sore, I'll know to just hurry the hell up and end this video. All right, so I've gotten a lot of phone calls regarding a lot of the Facebook ads that I've been doing. What in the world is Six Figure Tennis? How does this work? How can I help your club? What exactly am I doing just to help generate how to get to that six figure level? How did I go from 1,000 to 75K in 30 days? I just want to take you through just a little bit. I want to tell you a little bit about myself first, and then I'm going to just kind of explain to you guys how I can help your club if you want me to jump in and do some marketing stuff for you guys. I've been in the business the business. I've been in there for about 16 years now. So 16 years, I started a contract company a long, long time ago. And long story short, I had to figure out on my own how to create a website, how to do some marketing. I know a lot of you out there are probably stuck doing the same thing. You're flyering schools, or you're putting lots of flyers out there for people. You are maybe going to schools and you're doing these like demo days. I remember doing a lot of demo days. Sorry if this gets really repetitive. I don't have the biggest house in the world, but maybe you can get a glimpse of some tennis in the background. Those of you who've talked to me on the phone before, this is exactly what I do. I literally walk around in circles around my kitchen. So I just the way I am. So back to the history here. I had to figure out a lot of this stuff on my own. I had to, I remember at one point I had maybe $300 in my account, and I started my tennis company. Literally went and took out a loan at a pawn shop, and then here I am. 16 years later, I've owned several tennis companies. I'm independent contracting right now. I'm at a great club. I don't spend a whole lot of time on the court anymore. I really do focus on a lot of my marketing stuff and helping other clubs grow. So I'm very fortunate to have an amazing wife who is a nurse, and so she 100% supports what I do. And those tennis pros out there that have wives or have girlfriends like that really support you, that's a huge positive, right? Right now I've got a great women's team, a couple of women's teams that I work with, love them to pieces. Got a great junior program that I have. It's fantastic. So I really love being on court still, and honestly, I just don't ever think that I will ever get away from it. So kind of, again, fast forward, over the time I had to learn how to build, right? I had to learn how to build or scale my business, because that's just what you do. As an independent contractor or as an entrepreneur or owner, you want to build programs, right? You want to build to succeed. And this is exactly what I had to figure out how to do. Facebook ads started happening around 2008, and I got involved and lost a ridiculous amount of money. Those of you who have done a presentation with me, you'll see my ads account. It's like thousands of dollars, and you're probably wondering what the hell I was thinking putting all that money in. Here's what I did get out of it, though. I got so much knowledge and have figured out how Facebook works and really how to manipulate those Facebook ads to the tennis industry and to tennis clubs to just make it extremely profitable, how to make a club successful. That's what I figured out, right? So I started doing more testing just to really, again, test my theories and my skills with Facebook ads. And lo and behold, and those of you who've heard my podcast before, I have figured this out. There are different ways to be creative, and there's ways to bring people into your club, sign them up for membership, fill up your junior programs, everything, right? So even now, if you want to do a pickleball program, there's a lot you can do now. So here's essentially what I do. This is the question I get all the time. What exactly do you do to help clubs? How much would it cost for me, for my club to hire you, so on and so forth, okay? So here's what I do. When a club contacts me, so you're on a landing page right now wondering how to go from 1,000 to 75K, right? So When I work with the club, here's the process. I'm going to go to the club and say, hey, I want to do some testing ads, right? So I'm going to test some ads for you. All right. And then once I find a winning ad, once I have a winning ad that brings you clients, that starts to bring you some leads, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat that cycle over and over and over and over until you can scale up. And right there's the sky's the limit, right? So in a nutshell, that's what I started doing. Now, for example, so with my tennis company that I have now, I have a tennis company that's contracted out with the city. This is a real tennis company. So if you guys want to go and research it, the company is called Central Texas Tennis. It's based out of Killeen, Texas. That's the company that I kind of did all these test ads, these advertisements for, and this is how I went from that 1 to that 75K. So with that company, here's what I started off doing. I started off putting some ads out there that were very simple, do a free private lesson or private lessons or just, any little thing that you guys would probably think of. Tennis club is here, like our page. I started getting a little more creative with that stuff. And those of you who have seen my ads right now on Facebook, they're not normal ads. Sometimes you see a really, really hot chick, right, sitting on the tennis court. Sometimes you see a kid with a giant hole in his head. So this is the kind of creative and the kind of thought process that I have when going about Facebook ads. I want people to, really try to figure out what's going on. So, with tennis and just how to get involved. And this is how I started to build my tennis companies. So I started figuring out different ways how to offer, and I would take, like, for example, this is one of them. I put in $100 one time. And I remember I believe it was like 2 or 3 clients, right? And it was like private lessons. And I was charging $50 a private lesson at that time. So it was like $150. So I profited $50, right? That's how you would look at it. $50 profit, I put $100 in. Now, because I knew that worked, all I did was scale it, right? So for me, that's a winning ad. All I did was scale that ad, right? Over and over and over and over and over. Now, that's not the only creative ad that I've ever come up with. I'm just saying that's one, and that's an example that I had when I implemented that into my tennis company. So that's exactly what I do. I take the time out. I do the legwork. I do the creative. I will do detailed marketing. I will, as it pertains to Facebook ads, I'll find the demographic that we need in order to get you from wherever you are in your tennis club. Maybe you need more members. So we start doing creative ads and testing for membership. Maybe your 10 and under program is starting to dwindle a little bit. Maybe kids are starting to get older and now they're doing yellow ball now. So we start finding new kids. So, again, maybe you're, starting to dwindle away from tennis and you want a little bit more pickleball at your club. So that was a little bit of a joke, but I know a lot of you out there are starting to kind of not really convert, but are testing that out there. And I will say, on a side note, if you are a tennis club and you don't have pickleball out there yet, you need to jump on the bandwagon, okay? And for everyone who says there's no money in it or it's just a shitty sport or whatever it is, you guys need to get your heads out of your asses because there's money in it. There's money in it, right? You have to look at it as an amenity for your club. Complete side note, and I also, before I go on that side note, I'm going to say this. If you are an absolute just straight up tennis club and you're doing extremely well, then you don't need pickleball, right? So I know a lot of people, just before you guys start blasting me right now on my Facebook, that's essentially, what I want you guys to understand is if you're just a straight tennis club and you're being really successful, then you obviously don't need pickleball. So a lot of clubs are trying it out, and that's just kind of where they're at. So anyway, back to the meat and potatoes here. So I essentially, again, we test ads for your club. Whatever your needs are, we just start testing, and once we find that winning ad, we scale the living hell out of it. That's exactly how I went from 1,000 to 75K with the tennis company, right? And I did that in 30 days. Now, the best part about this is I'll be able to show you and prepare you for all of these leads that will come in, right? You're gonna have leads that come in like crazy, so you're gonna need to make phone calls. You're gonna need to wheel and deal. The idea here is to get you so many leads that you guys have what I call your pipeline, right? You fill your pipeline. Once you get that going, you should never, ever, ever be without membership. You should never be without kids in your tennis program because you always have something in your pipeline. You've always got something there that you can go back on. So, I'm trying to think of other questions that people had for me. Gosh, I'm just trying to think right now. I am in Texas, and like I said, you guys, I've been doing this for so long. I started testing ads, and if you are interested in seeing this, if you haven't seen the video presentation that I did on the the tennis directors, I was a tennis directors page and owners, I believe, on Facebook. So lots of amazing people in there, great feedback. I had a lot of emails, people just blowing up my phone, wanted to know how I did that. And I wanted to explain it a little bit more. In the video presentation, I showed you what I did, exactly the ad that I used and how I used that 1,000 and got to 75K, right? So I showed you exactly how I did that. So now it's a matter of you guys wanting to, I hate to use the word hire, but you want to get me to come in and help your club out. I'd be more than happy to. And again, testing ads like that is super simple, super easy, and it takes time. There's the one thing I'm going to say to a lot of you tennis club owners out there, directors, your head pros, everybody who's done Facebook ads. Here's a tip right here, okay? This is a golden nugget of information for a lot of you out there that are trying this. Number one, do not use the boost on your Facebook page. You post a picture of your kid winning a tournament, don't boost it. Don't boost it. It's a waste of money. It's an absolute waste of money, okay? Next thing, the advertisement dollars. Do not expect to put $10, $15, $20. Don't expect to put anything less than probably $75 to $100. Now, there are some exceptions, and there are some things that you can do to make this, a little bit different and more profitable, but this is the problem, and this is the big thing I hear a lot, is a lot of you guys are trying to put in $5 to $10 to boost a post, or just doing an advertisement for $10 to $15, and then you're not getting a result. So you can't come back and say Facebook ads don't work, right? I'm living proof that they work. They work, okay? I wouldn't have been able to be the person I am today and have the things that I have, without Facebook working. I'm telling you guys this right now. This is just a true story. So do not expect to put in a small amount of money and then expect to make thousands of dollars. That's not how Facebook ads work. In order for you to make money, those of you who know, right, you've got to put in a lot more money, which is why I scaled it to $1,000. I'm not saying you got to put in $1,000. What I'm saying is that don't put 10, 15, or 20 bucks in there, right? Don't be a cheapskate when it comes to Facebook ads, because that's just not how it works. And I'm telling you guys right now, they're not getting any cheaper, okay? So if you're interested in me helping you out, if you want me to show you the video presentation again, if you want me to do some test ads for you, give you some ideas, give you guys some creative, I do a lot of this stuff for free. Yes, I do a lot of this stuff, and I do get paid for it. But I certainly do have a lot of information that I'm willing to give away for free, because I know a lot of you want to grow clubs, to grow your business and grow your club. And I definitely don't want to hear people on Facebook saying or read things like tennis is dying or it's going away, because it's not. If you start to implement this and you start to really build your tennis company, your tennis business doing this Facebook ad stuff, it's not going to die. You're going to do nothing but grow it. And that's what you guys need to be doing out there, is to be able to grow your tennis club. And it's the same thing. If you guys have a swim club, or if you have tennis and swim club, a little bit of fitness, guess what? This works for all three, right? You can do this for all three, right? So it's super simple. It's easy. There is a link on that landing page. All you got to do is fill out the link. I will call you. We'll set up a time. I'll take a look at your Facebook. I'll take a look at your website, make sure you've got a pixel in there, look a little bit at your code, and go from there. So it's not going to hurt to call or to fill that form out and just have a chat, right? So it's not like you guys are filling out a form and like I'm asking you for your credit card information. So use me and abuse me when it comes to getting this free information, because a lot of you are just doing the wrong things, and I'd be more than happy to help out. I'm trying to think of anything else that I wanted to say. So this is about almost a 15-minute video here. Somebody did ask me to do a whiteboard presentation. I got that email about an hour and a half ago, and I will be releasing a video on that. If you guys have any questions, again, somebody had told me they found my cell phone number. So Those of you who are in Texas that you know me and you're passing around my cell phone, damn you guys, but whatever, it works, right? So if you want to call me, that's fine. Do what you guys need to do. I absolutely look forward to talking with you guys. Fill out the form. I'd love to talk to you more. And those of you who are in Texas, I will be at Horseshoe Bay during the USPTA conference. I'm super excited. I know a lot of you wanted to meet me there, and I didn't get a chance to jump on a speaking spot, but I know a lot of you are like trying to con me into going to some restaurant. I think we're going to go to the sports bar, and I'm really good friends with the pickleball pro over there, so not to drop pickleball again, but he's a real good friend of mine. He's going to be doing some speaking, and I'll definitely be at that. And you guys, I'd love to meet a lot of you. I know you have questions, and we can just sit and chat. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for this video. Again, I'm hoping I explained it well enough. So just in case, I'm going to summarize it really, really fast before I go. Your club needs help, or you want to grow the club, you call me. And what I do is I try to place ads. I find the winning ad, and then I will scale that ad for you. That's all it is. It's that simple, right? It's a very, very simple thing. And again, if you want me to do the presentation again, I'd be more than happy to. Guys, have a great, great evening, and I'll see you guys at the conference.